Alright, sorry Emily if you're watching this, I forgot to state all the rules, but we're going to go through the odds here. It says your answer should contain only positive exponents. That's random. Okay, so on number one, you guys remember doing this one? Since order multiplication doesn't matter, you can go ahead and do the 2 times 2. So that'll be 4. And what is m to the second times m to the third? Right. So when you do m times m, the same letters, you can add their exponents, m to the fifth. All right, and we don't know what that is, so that's all we can do. Number 3. Okay, what is, so kind of same thing, what is 4 times 2? 8. And then what is r to the negative third? What's r to the negative third times r squared? No. What do we do up here? Added. Negative 3 plus 2 is? Okay, but the direction said positive exponents only. So what's another way of writing r to the negative 1? Okay, it's r to the 1 on the bottom. But r to the 1 is just equal to what? R. Okay, what about the 8? These things, this is a multiply problem. These things are, these things are multiplied together. What does this simplify to? Right. 8, or 8 over 1, 8 times 1, 1 times r. Here's another way to think about it. It's basically 8r to the negative 1, and the 1's going to flip to the bottom, or the r is going to flip to the bottom. R to the 1. If you put r to the 1, that would not be wrong, but it's kind of like 1x is the same thing as x. You just don't need to write the 1. All right, number 5. What's 2 times 4? Okay, I didn't give one of these examples, so this might trick us up. What's k to the 4th times k? Okay, what's the exponent right here?
0.
Okay, if there is no exponent, that means k to the 1 is the same thing as k. So when you multiply, how many k's are being multiplied together here? 5. So it's k to the 5th. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Number 7. All right, 2 times 3, we can do that. What about y squared times x?
Y squared times,
Can't do that. I mean, it's not y to the 3rd, is it? And so we can't really do anything, so guess what I'm going to do? Just write xy squared down. Okay, I changed it to alphabetical order because that's what the books always do. Is that the same thing, do you think, as 6y squared x? Yes. But when I read it, it'll always be in alphabetical order, like the answers. But order of multiplication does not matter, so it doesn't change the value. Number 9, lots of stuff to multiply here. 4 times 3. 12. Okay, a to the 3rd times a to the negative 4th. Negative 1, right? I'll just write it as a to the negative 1 for now. B squared times b to the negative 3. B to the negative 1. Okay, no negative exponents in our answer. That's what the directions said. Only positive exponents. So what am I going to do with the a negative 1, b negative 1? Just move it to the bottom. It's 1 over a, b, times 12 will be 12 over a, b. So these two are just going to go down to the bottom. remember, there's kind of an invisible fraction bar right there. So they're just gonna move to the bottom. 12 over AB. Darn it, I kind of forgot number 11, those problems, so let me back up and cover it real quick. Okay, I didn't do the parentheses ones. If you have x cubed squared, what does that mean?
Do the cube first.
Well, can I do anything with x cubed?
No.
This literally means this times itself, right? That's what squared means. You do this times itself. So it means x cubed times x cubed. You guys get it? And what is x cubed times x cubed? Six. Okay, or if I did it the other way, x squared cubed means x squared times x squared times x squared. What's that equal? Also x to the 6. Okay. Is there a fast forward way without writing all this stuff? What do you think's happening with the exponents here? Times. Okay, so this is an adding problem. This is a multiply problem. Got it? We turned the multiply into an adding, but anyway. So number 11 is a multiply problem. So x squared to the 0 is equal to what? 2 times 0 is 0. What is x to the 0 though? We talked about this. Anything to the 0 is 1. I didn't really have to multiply. Anything to the 0 is 1. Okay, 13. Okay, in parentheses, we have a 4 and an r to the 0. If you're taking that to the 4th, that means there's 4 of these. What is r to the 0 worth? 1. And also, so we got like 4 times 1, which is 4. So these are these r to the 0s doing anything? No. No. So really all we have is 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. It's kind of a big one. Okay, I'm not putting a limiter on your calculator use today, so anytime you want to. 4 times 4 is 16, 16 times 4 is 64, 64 times 4, 256. Because I've done it a lot of times, I do a lot of that. Okay, I didn't really need to write all this out. Okay, I could have just taken both of these to the 4th power. Because basically all I did was 4 to the 4th, right? 4 to the 4th is 256. What's r to the 0 to the 4th? 0 times 4 is 0. R to the 0 is 1. 1 times 256 is 256. So this, the r to the 0 doesn't really do anything. 4 to the 4th is 256. So really I just took both of these to the 4th. On the normal number, I did a normal power. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. On the variable, you multiply the exponents. Kind of tricksy. What problem was that? 13, 256. Okay, so on 15, it's kind of similar. I'm going to take 3 to the 4th. What's 3 times 3? 3 times 3 is 9. That could also be a 9. 81. Okay? What about the letters though? I have k to the 4th to the 4th. What did we say we were going to do with it? When there's parentheses like that, power to a power? Multiply, right. 4 times 4. So it's k to the 16. Not hard to do, might be hard to remember though. So if you can remember that's multiply, I mean 4 times 4 is not hard. The trick is just remembering what to do. Number 17. Uh-oh. Okay. So we got, let me just write it like this. We got 2 to the negative 1, and we have b to the 4th to the negative 1. What's b to the 4th to the negative 1? What do we do with the exponents? Multiply, right? Just like we did in the last few problems. So what's 4 times negative 1? b to the negative 4th. Okay, but technically this is the right answer, but we're not supposed to leave a negative exponent because the directions told us. So what does it mean when you have a negative exponent?
It's not right.
Flip. You can flip it and it'll turn into a positive exponent. Okay, so this is basically on the numerator, in the numerator right now. So 2 is going to go to the bottom. 2 to the 1 on the bottom is just 2. b to the 4th on the bottom. And then there's nothing left on top, so what am I going to put on top? Okay, you just put a 1 up there. So all we did was move it to the bottom of the fraction. Technically I could have written a 1 right there, it's just not necessary, because 2 to the 1 equals 2. Alright, number 19. Pretty similar to 17. So we got 2 to the negative 1, x to the what? 4. No. 19. X to the what? Negative 4, right? Because we're multiplying. And then we've got y to the what? Positive third, because negative times negative equals positive. Okay. What's going to happen to the 2 and the x? They're going to flip to the bottom. What's going to happen to the y? It's going to stay on top. So this is y cubed over 2x to the 4th. Any questions on that? The more you see of these, the easier they get. Okay, 21. R squared. Okay, is this the first time we divided on this worksheet? Yes. All right. So earlier, it wasn't on the video, sorry. How did we divide the r's? Subtracted the exponents. So what's 2 minus 3?
Negative 1.
R to negative 1. It's kind of confusing. 2 minus 3 is negative 1, so it's r to the negative 1. 2 is not really doing anything, so I'm just leaving it alone. What should I do with the r to the negative 1? Put it on the bottom. So r is going to go on the bottom. Nothing on top, so let's put a 1 up there. Let me kind of, that is the answer. Let me kind of re-explain why that works. R squared means r times r. R cubed means r times r times r. And these cancel out. So it's 1 over 2r. We already had the answer. I'm just re-explaining it.
I know, I'm just writing this down.
Okay, 23. Okay, we got 3 into the 4 covered. What is 3 divided by 3? 1. And what's 1 times all that other stuff? Okay, it'll just be all this other stuff. So when you have a 1 in your multiply problem, multiply to other stuff, it doesn't really do anything. So just kind of forget the 3's, they just cancel out. Okay, what about the n's? N4 divided by N3? N1, which is just n. We don't need to flip that one because it's just,
That's it.
that's it. Subtract the exponents. Okay, 25. Looks like on 25 the 3 is not doing anything. Nothing to go to divide that by. So we have m to the negative 4 divided by m cubed. This one might throw you. So remember what are we doing with the exponents?
Subtracting.
So it's negative 4 minus 3. Negative 7. If you're confused, you might plug that in your calculator. But yeah, it's negative 7. So 3 is doing nothing. Negative m to the negative 7 is going to turn into, well, it's just going to go to the bottom. So this is 3 over m to the 7. On 27, almost there. Shoot. What is going to happen to the 4's? They will cancel out, so I'm not going to write those down. I'll write the letters down now. You guys don't have to write it down because it's already on your page. But alright, what is x to the 0? A 1. And what's 1 times all this? All this. So this doesn't really do anything, so let's just get rid of that. I only see one thing that I need to do here. What is it? No. No. Why can we not add these exponents?
No idea.
Because they're not the same bases. That's not 5, that's not like, this works because this is 5 x's multiplied together. This is not going to work. So, but there is something I need to do. The negative exponent needs to flip. So y2 is going to go to the bottom. That's all we can do. So z3 is going to stay up. And I'll put it in alphabetical order. xy squared is now on the bottom. This x to the 0 was like nothing, basically. But the x on the bottom was still there. Okay, 29. I know this is a challenging one, but you guys have been adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing a little bit. Time for a little bit of challenging. 29. What do you think we can do with 4 over 3? Well, we could change it to a mixed number, but because it's like 4 divided by 3, that's not really helpful. So we're not doing anything with 4 divided by 3. So we'll just leave that alone. Doesn't reduce, doesn't simplify any. Changing it to a mixed number is not any better. Okay, on the m's, I see m4 over m2. So basically that's 4 minus 2 is 2. So m squared. M to the second is like m to the second over 1, right? So it just automatically goes on top. If it was a negative exponent, I could put it to the bottom. On the ends, we got 3 on top and 2 on bottom, so 3 minus 2.
1.
So let's put 1 on top. And on the p's, it's basically 3 minus 4.
Which negative 1?
Right, and so instead of just putting P negative 1 on top, I'm just gonna put P on the bottom. That's it. I'm missing one of my markers.
You should do 30 with us.
You should do 2, 4, 6.
For 30, you have to do 3 minus negative 4 for the x's, negative 1 minus 0 for the y's, and negative 1 minus 0 for the z's. Tell you what, I'll make 30 a bonus, will be nice. But definitely try, everybody should, I think you guys should have a good chance of getting that one right.